Hey friends, so Brooke asked me if I would share an experience of making a connection with a patient, and I was thinking about this past week of when I had worked, and I had a patient who had a septic hip joint after a hip replacement. So I was just in the room and I was having to give lots of antibiotics for it, so I was going to be in there for a while. So I was just talking to him and his wife, and they actually had traveled from Roosevelt, so I just asked a simple question about how long they had lived there, and actually hadn't been that long. And then they asked if I had ever been out to Roosevelt, because it's not a super common place that I think people in Utah go, and I was like, actually I go out there every year. My family goes hunting out that way. And then we just proceeded to like tell each other hunting stories, and he asked if I had gotten any animals this year, and I told him about it, the antelope that I got, and he then wanted to see pictures, and I was naughty and had my phone on the floor, but I showed him a picture of the antelope I got, and then he was showing me a bunch of pictures of like him and his family and the animals they got this year and what they like to do with them. So it made the time of me having to give the antibiotics go by a lot faster. And then by the time I took him upstairs to admit him, it felt kind of more like we were just like friends, or like somebody that would join my family hunting and be just like a hunting buddy. And like when I was dropping him off, he said, "Bye, Coko," and it just felt more like a friend, and it made taking care of him a lot easier. I think sometimes when we think of these connections with patients, we make it seem like it has to be this deep, profound thing, when really it can just be as simple of a question as like, "Hey, where are you from?" And it made caring for the patient a lot easier, and I know that's not always the case, but it made my experience a lot better and helped that shift go by a bit faster for me.